How's it going, guys? So I've got a 2018 JK Wrangler 4-door. I've had this roof rack on it for a few years now, and I've been holding off on buying some lights. So I just bought lights for it. I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna install them. Real simple. I'm just gonna run the wire up through the tube and into the engine bay, and have a switch inside the cab. So I've been needing the lights that been getting darker over the winter. Been working out a little bit later. The lights will help me. But you check it out. Alright, so I was able to run the wires in through the tubing. Now I've got all this wire I gotta run into here, and I don't know if this is gonna be long enough to reach the battery. Maybe I should have ran it the other way, but this is how it's gonna have to fit. So maybe I have extra wire, so I can cut this off and extend it over the other side. For the most part, it'll be all right. Got to find a way for it to come into here, go across the front of the firewall, behind the engine, of course, to go over to the battery that's on the other side. So now I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. After I get this ran, then I will mount on the lights. I have two sets of lights I want to mount on. I've got side ones. I got one long one to go across the middle. I don't know if the long one is going to be way too long for these side ones. I want these ones to go off to the side a little bit, and I want that main one to go right down the middle. So let's see what happens. So it looks like I messed up just a little bit. So I thought I could go in through the tube first, but with how thick this is, I can't feed it through here to go into the engine bay nice and clean. So I could feed it this way and let that hang out, or I could take this off, take this back off again, see if I can take this panel off, and see if I can't feed it around the back side into here. I don't know if that's going to work. It looks like it will work, but we have to see what happens. So I got to take all this apart. So this panel is attached to the front fender. Well, a piece of the front fender. This piece right here. It's spot welded on right here. So this piece right here is loose, but it's stiff. So what I could do, maybe, is feed this over. I want this right here, and kind of wedge that in it. See if I can't yank it down in there. Now the way that I'm doing this, I gotta be very careful not to scratch the paint, of course. When we're doing it with a flathead, I'm probably gonna scratch it a little bit. But I gotta be even careful not to cut the wire, which it looks like I'm going to, but I'm gonna try really hard not to. So I'm going to use one of the bolts that's mounting the master cylinder or the brake system. So I have opened this just wide enough to where I could wedge this onto the bolt, and the nut will sink down on the top of it. They didn't make a whole lot of spots for these things to go, so, and I think I hooked it up on the wrong side anyway. So this will work for now. So now that that's mounted, I'll send these wires this one will go that way. And then this right here, put some zip ties on it to keep it from flopping around. Now, with these wires, I'm going to splice them right here, allowing these to go further down the line, and I'll just have to wrap it up with some electrical tape. I don't have any black wire, so the white's going to have to do for now. So I've got the wires all ran now. I'm not going to hook these up until after I install the lights. So once I install the lights, I'll install these because I don't want to get shocked. I know it's only 12 volts, not a big deal, but it'll still hurt nonetheless. And I don't want to fry the lights or anything by any mistake. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave these laid to the side for right now. I'm gonna get back up on top and I'm gonna install the lights. All done. So I got the wires run through, get the lights on, and now I've got a switch in here now that it works. Yeah, I was able to do everything smoothly. I put the switch right to the left side of the steering wheel right here, so you're driving, just flip it, so make it easy. The overall, the install was nice. I bought these lights on Amazon. I will probably not be buying these lights again unless they come with a better mount. I'm gonna see how long they last, and I'll post a review. If they don't last long, if they last long, then I probably won't. But I'm excited to have lights on the Jeep finally. Now I gotta get some ones from the rear. I have a long one I was gonna put in between the two, but they're gonna be smushed into each other to where it was just ugly to look at. The space between it, I might do something else, I don't know. But I'm excited for the lights on the Jeep. Rock on.